You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
How we doing? Juice. Yeah. Let's go, let's go. How we doing? Let's go. Let's go. Juice. Math, 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 math. How we doing? Juice. Easy money. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's juice. Let's go. Juice. Let's go. Let's go. How we doing? Everybody juicing? Everybody better be juicing. How we doing? How we doing? Saeed, Insistence, Gustavo, Chris. Let me do that announcement real quick.
I'm juicing.
I can't tell if this USB installer is working or not. All right, let's get back to it, boys. Let me do the Discord. Happy Saturday, lines. The thangity thing is the juicy juice. You know what it is. like it is working. So that's fantastic. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday, y'all. Let's get juicy with it. If you're not juicy with it already, yes? Everybody juicing, right? Let's see. Saeed, Insistence, Gustavo, Chris, Dead Mark, Tequila, Aurum for Love and Peace, Fruta, Sandal, your owner. Young Noob, Isotashi, Scalper King, Huju Shin, Tommy's, Isotashi, JV, Dancing Kiwi, Nam God, Fibception, Peter, Sophia, MJ, RPM, Ayo Gain, Saeed, Hobo, JV, Ouster, Isotashi, Insistence, Fib Math, Samurai, Damon, Aim Talks, your owner, Mike Carabajal, JV, XBit 1T, Green Baratinha, Lab M, your owner, Trilogy, KR15, Latisse, Chris, Zulok, Curvies, Lab M, Buzzo, JV, Jupy, Glitch, Soki, Fibception, Sophia, your owner, Dancing Kiwi, Ace, Sandal, Banana, Amalise, Ill Skill, Bondislav, Howler, Isotashi, Curvies. How's the new TV wall? Dope. Dope. Very, 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 very dope. But it really just comes down to calibrations. If you know, you know. Let's see. United States. Damn, it makes me connect to a... Man, how annoying are these Windows 11 installs where you have to log in? What's up with that, man? And you gotta do this bullshit to get around it. Windows 11, no login install. Okay, what is this? Shift F10. All right, 00EE. Okay. Dash bypass NRO. All right, there we go. Jesus, that's annoying. All right, Actao, Ouster, Climby, Aheen, TS Master, Ace, 21 Slippage, Zach 786, Ninjaville, Secret, Gix, Tershad, Dancing Kiwi, Zach K, Yuju, Gix, what's going on? Burr, Gix, Crypto, Numid, Jojo, Bow, Sevenator, Curvies, Todot, Cyrebe, Burbeezy, Jessica, Pink. Boris says, what OS do you use? Mac, but I have like all of these machines that I don't use. Yes. Ooh, thank you, baby. Choose privacy. Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. Looks like that's working. What's going on? Huh? How y'all doing? I got a little eggs and bacon. How was everybody's Saturday? I love you, baby. What's up? Yaya, what's going on? Diadici, Chop
Shout out
House
Kimba.
J,
Let's
Ready,
get it. Kimba,
Hugh
what's poppin'?
Hunt, Slippage, Ludo, Saeed, Yaya, Devil's Goal, Reribi, Kinisama. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to spend like a quick, maybe 30, 40 minutes just going through a couple things, cleaning up our soul, our ETH. What'd you guys think about last week? What'd you guys think about, really the last couple of weeks and the whole month? Huh? Really the whole year. Kachoy boo boo, yeah, mate. Pretty crazy, right? How many of you guys are caught up on last night's stream? Everybody good to go? Make sure you're always rewind and get caught up, see what you missed. Hey, shall we let us up real quick? Your mic is low. Better? Can I get a kacha? Yeah. Better? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Kachoya boo boo ya ya. It's always been the same though. Kachoy boo boo ya. Check, 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 check. Professor Lig Diadici. The soundboard was louder? Huh. Interesting. Is it better? Gotcha! Okay, is that better though? It's cachoya, right? And let me just see, shout out everybody over on YouTube. Bobby Ace, Dezillionaire, what's going on? Doki! Cure Dog, Saeed Ash Crypto. Okay, alright, so anyways, we talked about this about 16 hours ago. So, looks pretty accurate. So it cleaned like we marked. It bounced, but we knew it wasn't going to hold. We identified these zone levels. Oops. So I guess it's looking at this. We were looking at it like this. Okay. And then ultimately we're going to see if this is support or resistance. All right, everybody juicy? Everybody caught up? Easy money, Bugatti money, pixel perfect, you dig? Can't lose. I feel like we should kind of resume where we left off. How you guys doing? Guys, you guys ready to juice the fuck up? You guys ready to juice the fuck up? Everybody caught up? Man, what a week. Blaze says, I'm hyped for KCEX and BLOFIN giveaway. Woo-wee. Yes, sir. Yaya says, I still haven't won on 2-bit. Make sure you're subbed up, Yaya. You got to get subbed up. Let's go. But we'll circle back. Unforgiven. What's going on, Unforgiven? All right, this is what I'm thinking. Shall we let us up real quick? I'm going to put on some classical music. And I'm going to take a look at a couple altcoins. And then, you guys ready for the NFT? NFT! Yaya says, can we have live cam? Maybe a little bit later. I'm actually going shirtless right now, you dig? I'm just in my shorts. Okay, so let me just kind of see where we're at with. Oh, should let us up first? Okay, all right, we can let us up. Let's go. Can I get a ka-ching boo-boo? Yeah. How we doing? How many people are actually here right now? How many viewers do we have? I'm just curious. Twitch.tv/Kimba says 326. I have 280 iPads watching my own stream, so nice. We got like 40, 50 motherfuckers in here. How we doing, Lions? How y'all doing? We got a couple dozen Lions up in this bitch. Saturday Juice. Saturday Juice. Any questions? Everybody good to go? Simple matemáticas. All right, first things first. Let's big cheers. Let's big cheers. All right. What a freaking week. Oh my God. What a freaking week, y'all. And man, it's been a amazing couple weeks, couple months, couple years, Lions. God damn. Daddy Bugatti got away with one on that S&P'sers. Love you guys, man. Big cheers. All right, let's get into it because I got to do a little bit of nerd out, and then I've got finish the NFT stuff. So big cheers, y'all. All right. Hey, shout out Low Life TV. We got Somniator. We got Theus. We got Ali. Ali says, hello, Kimba. Is it possible to show how you identify the levels? Fuck yeah. I think we'll do that on Monday. Or no. Let me figure out how I want to organize it. Because it's going to go Boo Gamma, then levels, and then CVD. Right, Theus? Isotashi, what's going on? Flavus, what's going on? El Boris, what's going on? Dancing Kiwi, what's going on? Unforgiven, what's going on? John Luce says, I have a crazy question. Have you ever thought about creating an AI with all your videos and live streams to clone yourself and have it think the same way the market does? Yes. So I don't know if you would believe me or not, but we actually did already do that. It eventually took over the world. We united together with different alien species and we actually defeated the AI. We had to transport everybody to an alternate universe. And that is where you are right now. Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, but eventually, bro, it took a couple of millennia, and the intergalactic League of Juice is what we actually ended up calling ourselves. It was about 5 or 6 different alien species, and thank God one of them had multi-dimensional traversing capabilities. So, and yeah, so okay, never again. Yeah, long story short, it ended up taking over the world. It started to imprison humans. Yeah, it took like 3 millennia to defeat them. Kini-sama says, I just want to put stop loss and break even and go to sleep. Go to sleep. Put your stop loss at break even and go to sleep. For what? You took this long? What do you think about stuff like this? You know, levels are very mathematical. Obviously, you have to look at the data, but probabilities are probabilities, you know, based off of what we've seen before, based off of where the structure is, based off of where liquidity is. So this was about 14 hours ago or something like that, and it is now playing out. And it's always math, ain't it? To be able to say, hey, this is a level of interest, and then this pivot point, right? This is a level of interest. Oops. And you say you want to long here, and obviously, you know, this is where you're going to have to penetrate. You know, you don't have a guarantee, like you could just do that, right? But what you would want is to turn that zone then into support. Then you're probably looking at Kachoi Bubuya, right? And remember, you know what that means right up there. This would be hilarious. Like on Monday. Or even the weekend, to be honest. Anything is possible. But first things first. This was our level of interest. As we saw it coming down, we knew that there could be a bounce from there, but you know, that's retail money. You don't want to take that one. We want to take this one. All right, and we'll see if eventually that level can be turned back into support. So low volume, stop out. Let's see if we can just kind of resume. And then obviously, based off of how CME opens on Sunday, this is RTH, so this is ETH. Based off of how CME resumes Sunday night and Monday morning with RTH, we should have a pretty clear picture. I would like to see that grabbed and then maybe a little bit of a pullback. So smaller time frame, that's what we're kind of looking at. That's your Kachoi Bubuya. All right. But, and then if you get above this, it's almost like 80%, 82, 83% probable you're going to get all-time high. Isn't that crazy? Jesse Papink, what's going on, man? Curvies, what's going on? Theus, what's going on? No Diabito, what's going on? Soki, what's going on? Fibception says, man, I knew something was fishy since my mother-in-law started to treat me better. That would explain it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the lettuce is good, ladies and gentlemen. Data. Cyper, thank you for the resub, brother. Dude, 38 months, man. Love you, big dog. Hey, everybody show some love to Cyper. Okay? Everybody you better respect your elders, Lion Cubs. All right, you better respect your elders, Lion Cubs. RPM, what's going on? Minio, what's going on? Uppo Hoppa, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Climby, what's going on? Bergix, what's going on? Anyway, so let's see what it Don Diddley. Let's see what it Don Diddley, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing, by the way? So you guys are caught up on Bitcoin, correct? Everybody good to go on Bitcoin? Can I get a Kachoi Bubuya? Everybody good? RPM, you good? Saeed, you good? Kini-sama, are you good? Cyper, are you good? Saeed, are you good? Okay? Level to level, right? You guys have levels to the upside and levels to the downside. You need to be prepared for a pump and you need to be prepared for a dump. You should try to be as objective as you can. And if your sentence start with I feel like, forget it. Toss that. Don't even say the next words. All right, it's data. Is there a hidden CVD bull div right now? It's a yes or no question. I would expect everybody to be able to tell me in 30 seconds or less. You know, if I asked you, hey, what happened? Did shorts open on this dump or did longs get stopped out? I would expect everybody to be able to tell me. Okay? If I asked you guys, pull the fib, tell me bad highs, bad lows. I would expect you guys to be able to tell me. You guys good? All right, and we're not in the business of predicting the future, ladies and gentlemen. Let's identify levels and then just see if there's bullish or bearish edge. You guys with me? So, like I said, I'm gonna just let us up a little bit. I'm gonna put on some classical music, and I'm gonna, you know, get my thang on. How you guys doing this weekend? Carrots, are you good? Degen Larry says, how do I learn all these things? Well, eventually, I might put out some like free YouTube videos, but I mean, if you're here, you can just ask me and we can go over stuff. Larry, actually, brother, starting like tomorrow night and Monday, I'm gonna be hitting people up with some educational juicy juice. If you want to stop by and hang around. Origin private community? Nah, fuck that. Nah. One thing, Larry, is I will tell, I like whatever I know you can have for free. Yeah. But no, don't join a private community. WizTard says, I had a block exactly on that bounce back up. I'm proud of myself, but I was out, so I couldn't take the trade. Nice, WizTard. It's not about taking the trade. Yeah. And remember, WizTard, you can't lose any money by missing out on the trade. You can get wrecked doing some stupid shit and getting got. And was that a place where you would think about shorting? Fuck no. And so you didn't get got. And that's the only thing that matters, brother, you know? And there's always going to be like, I'm not 100% sure if it wants to do a bull div or not, WizTard. And what I mean by that is we talked about it could have an initial bounce and it may still make a lower low. Like if we were to look at data right now, what I would say, like, because you should be able to argue a bullish and a bearish edge. If you guys, like if the, you know, debate teacher was like, okay, today, Kimba, you're going to argue the bearish side. And then today, you know, insistence, you're going to argue the bullish side. What I would say on the bearish side is the open interest isn't strong enough. You know, what would you say as the counter argument to that? Kimba, it's weekend. You knew open interest was going to be low. Therefore, that's not a variable to consider. Touché. But these are all like logical discussions and points that you can use to, you know, have a like non-biased, non-emotional discussion about just how everybody is valuing the data. So anyways, I'm going to just keep lettucing up and then put on some classical music and you know, get some levels in. You guys down? Just a real quick, I'm thinking like just 10 minutes on a couple of altcoins that I feel like could be juicy. Obviously, I need to keep an eye on Sol and ETH. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe just 5 minutes on maybe 5 or 6 altcoins that I think is what my targets will be this week. And we'll go from there. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of identify levels today. So, all right. And I think that's going to be pretty juicy. If you know, you know. What do you think, Fred? You down? And then I am keeping track of the lions that are here for the weekend Juicy Juice. And you guys excited about the NFT coming up, y'all? RPM says, Kimba, when Bugama? No doubt, maybe tomorrow. I don't know what my schedule is with baby girl today. So I don't want to promise anything. Maybe later tonight. I don't know. The thing is it's gonna be recorded on YouTube, start to finish. So you're not gonna miss anything if you're not here live for it. Yeah, and really, I wouldn't even consider it a nerd out. What we're gonna call it is cheat sheet creation. And I'm gonna just go over maybe like the top 5, 6 most common, highest probable scenarios and how I interpret it. And we'll go from there. What you're also gonna notice too is it's not just about looking at Bugammas. What you should be starting to notice, in my opinion, Danny Bellagio, let's get it. I'm hoping that you guys are starting to see it, but it's never about just one variable. You know what I mean? Because just one variable doesn't paint the entire picture. Just like how we say, like if you guys at this, let's say how many 6-month lions are in here right now? 6 months lions, this is for you, okay? 6 month or older, maybe even 8 months. But 8 month or older lions, if you only saw a 30-minute bull div, okay, but you still have $1,000 lower to go before it hits VWAP. You still have $500 to go before it even hits 618. Are you longing? Probably not, right? Like it's, like you might want to wait for it to hit VWAP. You might want to have it hit 7.5. What if the 7.5 lines up with the VWAP? Right? Like what if there's single prints that is like left behind or, haven't got. So you would never be like, okay, I'm looking at Bugammas right now and this is my interpretation. You're still going to have to look at divergences and order flow. And Bugammas are only just the figuring out the levels portion related to S&P. So you still need to look at different types and different time frame divs and order flow to be able to truly say, hey, this might be a good short or hey, this might be a good long. You're going to notice that Bugammas is actually a little bit easier than you probably thought, but you're also going to at the same time realize that you also need to learn about S&P order flow and the difference between put and call walls and how to essentially just do the same thing, like read the data at those levels. So anyways, we'll go through like maybe 5, 6 high probable scenarios. And then with that cheat sheet in hand, I want you guys to watch the markets for the next 3-4 months. And then I'm thinking like at the end of the year, we can regroup and recap and talk about what you learned about S&P and Bugammas in general. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, this shit is only half of the time right, next week. Like your sample size is 5 days, Like, nah, your shit needs to be like 100 trading days, minimum. If you're somebody that respects math and you're going to start to make a conclusion based off of a sample size of 10 data points, there's no way, right? So maybe like towards the end of the year, you guys can give me your feedback or your thoughts on how Bugammas went for you. Ka-choy! RPM says, essentially it's a bid sell profile, I'd assume, or the prices with the most amount of calls, but this is the way that I am. Let me dumb it down. We'll talk about this later, but there's 4 ways that I look at it, RPM. There's motherfuckers that want to buy here. There's buyers that would there's motherfuckers that so this is where a group of people want to buy, or this is where a group of people that already bought will get fucked. Okay? The other side is, this is a level where there's a lot of people that want to sell. The other one is, this is a level where people that already have sold will get fucked. So those are the 4 categories of levels that when I look at Boogammas, when I look at something like this, when I'm looking at the right hand side, okay, and I'm looking at what the fuck, dude. When I'm looking at the volume, which is on the left hand side, and then I'm looking at the exposure. So the left, the volume tells me appetite. Okay? The left tells me these motherfuckers want to get filled type of shit. The right is more like, this is where these motherfuckers that are already in will get fucked. So that's why, for example, on the left-hand side, you see how the volume gets really close to the big wall on the right-hand side? Can I turn my cursor on? Hold on. Show cursor. Can you guys see? Okay, fuck yes. You see this? So the volume side basically fulfills my want to know of, this is where motherfuckers want to buy, or this is where motherfuckers want to sell. Okay? And then this side tells me this is where people that already sold will get fucked. You see how the price is below? You see how the price is below? So when I see something like this is where a lot of motherfuckers will get fucked, lining up with this is where a lot of motherfuckers want to also enter, that's prime for like a short attempt. Make sense? So when I see something like this, I might be like, okay, I'm now thinking about potentially shorting, like 65, 25, 65, 30. Okay, so the left-hand side is volume, it's appetite. The right-hand side is where people will get fucked. And you're trying to see how those levels overlap or interact with each other. But again, it's just levels, and as you know, these things can change throughout the day. Miro says, are Boogamma only on SPX? Nope. Miro, would you be interested if I said something like all NFT holders are going to be able to pull up their... What if I told you that NFT holders, you can come in here, okay? And you can type in exclamation Amazon. And for 60 seconds, it gives you the Boogammas for Amazon. Uh-oh, hot dog. I don't know how many letters, but I know that it's 4 words. Quit playing with me. But anyways. No. You can get gamma levels on anything. Yeah. So anyways, we'll cover all of this shit, but I feel like you're starting to get it. And so what you're doing is you're looking at appetite, you're looking at where people will get fucked, and you're analyzing the order flow when it comes to expirations. And you have all expirations, you have weekly, and you have 0 day. So your 0 day is your day-to-day scalping level. Your weekly expiration is kind of your medium time frame. And then the all expirations is your higher time frame. And if you look in the bottom right corner, you see how it says SPX net GEX for all expirations. So I might see that on the higher time frame, it's bullish. And we might notice that the 0-day gamma signals to us that it's going to be bearish. So that probably means that I'm going to be looking for a long on the dump. And once it gets there, then I'm looking at open interest. You know, did longs get stopped out? Did shorts open at the bottom? Do I have a hidden CVD bull div? Do I have a regular bull div? You know, what time of the day is it? Is it right before market close or is it in the morning? But it's not that difficult though, right? I feel like a lot of it is just common sense. You just need to kind of get that initial push. Most of this shit is just common sense. So anyways, we'll cover all of that like a little bit more in detail. Now, here's the thing, RPM. Like what would happen if the volume is really, really low? Or what would be the difference if the volume was flipped? So for example, instead of it being red and yellow, what if it was the blue and green color? What would it mean if this was this way instead of this way? Right? What if this was non-existent and instead you had a volume that was outside of the range of the exposures? You know, what if people want to buy or sell outside of where there's already exposure? So those are the scenarios that we'll go over. Kachaya! If you understood even half of what the fuck I just said in the last 15 minutes, I think we're off to a good start. How many people at least could follow along like that? Did that make sense? Or some of y'all are like, I have no fucking clue. Little by little. I don't expect everybody to get it right away, but did it like make sense? Don't say yes to just be bullshitting and to like fit in. Did it actually make sense? Like to understand, so volume is appetite. I'm sure anybody can kind of understand that. Gamma exposure. Literally, the word is literally in the title. Gamma exposure, where people are exposed. That's where people would tend to get fucked up. So you're trying to figure out where appetite and where people would get fucked up line up. That you can identify levels, but you still need to look at pivots like divergences and order flow to really have a reason to long or short. But if the appetite looks good, if where people would get fucked looks good, right? So like imagine, for example, you see that the exposure levels, okay, line up. How many times have you seen, for example, when I put like a yellow level, but then I go here and like it's like Fibonacci perfect or it's VWAP perfect? How many times have you guys seen me pull, not just me, how many times have we pulled fibs and like the 7.5 or the golden pocket was like pixel perfect VWAP or pixel perfect Boo Gamma? So imagine if, right, the Boo Gamma lines up at the 7.5. Imagine if that's also where the ES VWAP is, right? Imagine if there's volume and appetite at that level and you get a hidden CVD bull div when you get down there. You don't take the hidden CVD bull div, but then it makes a lower low and now you have a regular bull div. And then you look over on unusual whales and you have a hidden CVD bullish divergence on the order flow as well. So that would be something that you'll probably see me take a long in. Obviously, you're never going to have like the perfect scenario where you get every single variable that you want in front of your face, but yeah. Miro says, what is better, CVD or RSI divergence? That's a great question. Me personally, Miro Crypto, and you'll notice that I'm really a stickler for this shit, okay? The number one type of data that I like is volume. You don't have to necessarily think the way that I do, by the way, but I feel like volume is everything, you know? Because to know that this is where a lot of people bought or sold, I think is incredibly valuable. So I'm always a stickler for volume, okay? So naturally, I like CVD. But do you understand what RSI is? It's more pressure, in my opinion. And so, or momentum. And it doesn't truly define for me. So like, look. You're taking the average gain and the current gain, and basically you're trying to proportionalize, okay, the gains. How quickly are you going up? How quickly are you going down? I don't think it's that bad, but I prefer volume-based oscillating data. You know, I like VWAP, I like CVD. Okay, CVD is you're taking the data from how many limit orders and how many market orders, versus RSI is you're taking how much it gained and how much it lost from price. So it's up to you. Obviously, Miro, like CVD is volume based. So for example, right now it's the weekend and the volume is low. So would I trust a CVD bull div? I don't know. It's kind of hard. I would probably want RSI div with the CVD div. Yeah, but you can have divergences on any oscillating data. Which means you can have a divergence on open interest, volume, MACD, stochastic RSI. Okay? But I love volume, so I would always say any sort of volume-based divergence is my favorite. All right? But what I would encourage you to do, Miro, is every single time you're thinking about taking a trade, just see if you have CVD. Like, how many of y'all would be interested in the Kimba Gang Trading Journal? Like whenever you take a trade, you know, I don't know how you would organize it, but like, let's say like this is your trade, right? So like trade one, like right? And like, I'm going to ask like edge, right? And then you're going to list your shit, right? And then you're going to have like observations, you know? And it'll have like things like, you know, div, you know? And it'll be like a checkbox and you can check it. Or, you know, and then like when you check that, like a sub menu might come out and it might say RSI, you know, CVD. You know, we might even do it like it says like plus, so you can add your own, right? Whatever you want to look at. And then next time you can search through, show me every trade that ended up having a CVD div, but then ended up losing it. And then all of the trades that you had that you checked those things on would show up. And you can be like, oh, I remember this fucker. Oh, this one. I remember this one like this. But the best way to tell Miro is you just keep track of the trades that you do have CVD divergence on, whatever that means. I don't know if it's on the 30-minute. I don't know if it's on the 4-hour. I don't know if it's on the 20 million volume-based candle. But I don't know if it's, you know, but keep track. And eventually you're going to start to have your own bias, I think. Okay, what do you think? Should we turn on the classical music? Should we turn on the classical music and nerd out? Cause I gotta dip in like 45 minutes to finish this NFT stuff for you guys. Hey, Jason. Can I get a kachoy boo boo? Yeah, y'all good? All right, y'all. Let's do it. Shall we? I'm gonna just put on some music. Blunder says, do you have a favorite composer? You know what? I'm really feeling like, I don't know, like kind of like Vivaldi, or no, I mean, obviously, like I think my favorite is just Beethoven in general. I'm gonna just go with the classic OG, but it's either Vivaldi or Debussy. Maybe a little Debussy. Yeah, or I like to say, did you see? Yeah. Okay, let's get going here because I gotta finish. You guys, so any questions about the NFT, by the way? How many people still haven't gotten a giveaway so you don't have money to get an NFT? Diadici, Crypto Toomey, you guys are way too young. You need to be part of the community for at least 2 months before you become eligible for a giveaway. Yeah, it's not really a giveaway. It's my way of thanking you guys. Yeah, because I'm not fucking Oprah, my guy. I'm not here to just give random people money. So once you kind of cross that 1 month or 6 week kind of barrier, and you become become a actual lion, then you're family, and I will do everything that I can to help you. All right, big dog. Raptor says, but how can NFT be purchased with giveaway money? What do you mean? So I'm giving away $100 on every single exchange. That's $1,000 per person. Like I've been saying this every day, but I don't expect you to get every single trade right. But like I'm literally doing a subathon, poking my head in every couple hours, if not here the whole day, given every little scalp that's humanly possible. So I hope you're juicing. How do I put this fucking thing down? Does this not go lower? Oh my god, this is a piece of shit. Damn it. My armrest doesn't go any lower. But yeah, Raptorist, I'm hoping that you can juice up. Yeah, and then withdraw. Raptorist, this is basic. I'm giving you the master plan to juice. All right? Raptorist, that's what the subathon is all about. We should just call it the Juiceathon. Should we actually change it? Right? It shouldn't say subathon.
You just said.
Yeah, it needs to be a Juiceathon. Shishi Booey, what's going on, Shishi Booey? No, but Diadici, we got you, man. How long have you been here? I started crypto like a month ago. Well, you know what, Diadici? Once in a while, we will do giveaways to brand new lions. But you know what I hear often? Kimba, I wish you hadn't sent me those giveaways so early in my career, because I could sure use them right now that I know what I'm doing. So I'll tell you what, Diadici. Next week, a couple of those giveaways, I'm going to make 1 month lions, brand new lions, eligible as well. And I'm pretty sure you'll win. And, but you won't win on every single exchange. So maybe like on 2 or 3. And then you can tell me if you want to keep winning or if you want me to wait until you're a 3 or a 4 month cub. All right. Yeah. You found me 2 days ago? Juice! And instantly subbed? Well, shout outs to you, brother. I had a 4-figure week thanks to yesterday. Been doing so much better with stop loss and profit. You got to do it for someone else. Real shit. Let's go, RPM. That's beautiful. So we already talked about Bitcoin. Should we light up the Latuche, turn on the classical music, and get straight into it? Miracle Maker, you've been here for a minute. All right. I'm glad about winning late because I juiced so much on knowledge. Instead, old me would have burnt myself in trades for sure. Yeah. But it's okay. I will always be doing giveaways, crazy ass giveaways. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah. And sometimes you learn the best when it's for reals, right? So, you know what, Diadici? I might let the OGs decide. Like, I'll let everybody that's a 2-year lion or older decide if we should do, it's not all the time, but maybe we should do a couple giveaways for people exclusively just for 1 month lions. Maybe like $1,000 giveaway, 10 lions, and only 1 month lions can participate type of shit. Yeah. But Diadici, we got a long ways to go. And in my opinion, $100, $1,000, whatever, you can have it. But there's a better deal on the table if you're smart enough to notice. So, use me, brother. Feel free to ask questions. If I don't know it, we'll learn it together. Diadici, are you caught up from last night's shit? Especially if you're really down to learn, Diadici, you have to be able to follow along. You cannot... Let me reword that. You will learn a lot faster if you really dedicate yourself to being able to follow the price action and to understand the narrative. So this is where we're at. I don't even think I can rewind it anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I can't even go back, but yeah, so, does this level hold? Here, that's what you would want to see. You know, and does it need another regular bull div? That's it. If it comes back down like this, for example, and you're in a long, it's stop loss break even, so you can't lose on this. And if it does come down there and you can't anticipate a bull div, then you're not going to try it again anyways. And then if you do get up here, you need to make sure that you bounce off of this bitch. So that's that. So shall we do a little nerd out? I'm going to just go through like Sol, you know, kind of clean this shit up. Man, I mean, it's crazy to think, y'all, that like I was streaming with you guys. Look at it. Look at this shit. What the fuck? Can you, boy, can you imagine if we had this long from 2023? I mean, we took this long. I don't know if you guys remember, but we took this long. We thought we were balling because we TP'd it right here. We were like, yeah. We thought we were balling because we got this. This was still juice. It was like 100%er. But we were like, we're going to Bugatti land. And then it did this, and we were like, fuck. But we longed that on stream. We TP'd it right there on the higher high shit. Yeah. All right, so oh, you want to let us up before we start? Actually, let me go to the weekly on this bitch. Okay. Let's, I guess, start at the bottom and kind of work our way up. I want to add a 145.27. Do I want to add this daily? Yeah, let's do some dailies down there as well. 148.79. Let's do another one, but this time it'll be a weekly. 151. Gonna go ahead and take that off now. Let's get the 172, just so we have it. And clean that. Gonna clean all of this. We're gonna remove this. We can get rid of. What is that? Okay. We can probably clean this. Damn. All right, let's go up there. Okay. This changed to 252.73. Huh. Okay, so damn, is JV here? I'm just curious. Okay. Okay, well that one's set. Start from the bottom. Okay, this one. Oh, what should we do here? Oh my God. What should we do on this one? Should we do this? What is that? Okay, wait. Hold on. Let's think about this. Damn. Does that even make sense? What the fuck? Oh shit. This one we probably have to get in before that October bullshit. Okay. This one is too fucked. Damn. Fucked. Fucked. What happened to our alert on this? Let's go let us up real quick. How we doing, everybody? Agza says, do you think it's possible that DOT is going to make a new all-time high during this bull market? Probably not. How long do we have the rate cuts for? We get 3 rate cuts or only 1? Insulin, what's going on, Insulin? All right, I got, I'm thinking we'll look through 3, 4 more. Let me go let us up real quick. How y'all doing? Baby, can you call the UPS store that we went to and ask them what time the cutoff time is for ground on Saturday? Yeah. What time we have to give it to them by? The drop-off cutoff time? Yeah. All right. JV says, I rewinded on 2x, so you think we can have manipulation pullback on Sol? It's not manipulation. Hopefully we don't. I'm hoping we go to 230. JV, you want to look at Bonk? I'm thinking Tau and Bonk. Unforgiven says, anything new about ETH? Not really. I'm going to just hope that I don't get stopped out and we can go to 10,000 Unforgiven. Fioga says, can we check XMR? It doesn't look that good right now. I think I'll take a look at Tau here in a second. Maybe Sui, and then maybe Bong. We could look at XMR again later. I gotta go meet up and do some NFT stuff in a little bit. CRV, we could. I was gonna look at CRV tomorrow. But Red Reby says BTC. We already did BTC. I'm excited for the ES. Okay, big cheers, y'all. Did you find out? JV says, I know it's not manipulation pullback, but I meant more like retracing whole move from 177. Yeah, that would be like a worst case scenario. Yes, otherwise, hopefully it goes to 230. But if it does go back down there, I wouldn't be scared to long it one bit. So now you know. Okay, let me take a look at Tau. Yeah, nothing good here. Still keep that there. Okay, let's move up. Oh yeah, this guy. This fucking guy. Okay. So okay, so let's take oops. Let's kind of clean all this up. Why the fuck does it look like we're gonna have a big pullback? Oh, shit, man. Huh. By the way, how many of y'all were here for the late night BTC nerd out? Easy money? What do you guys? How many of you guys heard the Bitcoin schwiggity swag? Everyone! Unforgiven. You heard the Bitcoin thing? Everybody know what the plan is on Bitcoin, yeah? Curvies, you good? RPM, glitch? The late night? Unforgiven, do you want it to go above the box or do you want it to get rejected at the box? Let's get it. Pretty cool though, right? It's about being prepared. All right. Let me figure this shit out. And then I gotta get out of here. Hobo says, I was not here. Well, it's probably already too late to rewind. But we watched the plan in the stream. Yeah. So make sure that you rewind and get caught up. But this was last night, about 16 hours ago, 14, 16 hours ago. So look at all that. Okay? But look, just like how we have it drawn, we were waiting for the sweep. Okay? We said that it would bounce on the value area. See that blue line right there? We said everybody's going to try to long that. Probably should lose it. We're looking for a bounce right there. And what we were talking about is being able to spot that wick and understanding that that's the zone that you're looking for. Okay? And then what you're going to look for next, if you're bullish, is that you do this. See it? All right, so Trickster or Mr. Market Maker. All righty. We always talk about it hours and days in advance. How many of y'all heard the original TA? How many of y'all were here last night for the original TA? How many of y'all got to hear this organically in the very beginning? Because that's a treat. That's a treat. That's a treat if you got to hear it. So like Reptalian, your owner, Latisse, Antillum, MJ. For those of you that got to hear it, what do you think? And any questions right now? Like, what do you think about all this? Didn't hear about Rewinded? Nice. Miracle Maker says, what is the time schedule when you DTA? The the schedule is I'm here like today's Saturday, so I'm gonna finish up TA on Sui and then maybe bonk and get out of here. Yeah, but it's a subathon, it's a juice-a-thon. So like whenever I can, I pop my head in. And so you should just have the stream on the whole time if you don't want to miss anything. So you've got two options, Miracle Maker. You can either be here 24/7 because I can't, tell you when the data is good. Do you have a set time? Yeah, of course. US market open till US market close. That it's been like that every day for the last 4 years. But again, we've got a subathon. So I might hop in last night, like at midnight, and give you the play. I mean, how cool is this? Literally, Miracle Maker. We said, watch out for that. But considering every retail trader wants to long that, most likely you shouldn't be You shouldn't be surprised if it goes lower. From a Fibonacci standpoint, we marked that. And from a mathematical point, we marked out that wick to that, which should make those two lines. And it's basically right in there. All right. The next thing that you're going to look for structurally is to potentially, bearishly react. Even if you were bullish, I do think you're going to have a tiny pullback. Regardless of what it does, okay, what you're looking for is you want this zone to be turned into support. So the most highest probability would be to dink, dink, but considering that's bad, you could do foo, huh, and then dink, 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 dink. All right, it could just go like that. I mean, make sure you have the fib from there to there. So it should be right there, literally on the yellow line. Okay. Once you get above and turn this into support, higher high, you're going to be looking for that. And then ultimately the Kachoy Bubu, yeah, which kind of leads us into this might be a short. An SFP of Kachoy Bubu, yeah, might be a short. I don't know if you've been able to follow along, but dude, like, I feel like I missed a potential XRP short. I feel like there's a couple of altcoins where I'm like, maybe I should have shorted the top. And obviously, I think it's going to fuck everybody up. So I think there's a chance. Maybe we take a short on Monday. It's kind of interesting, right? And do you remember what I was saying about ES too? Like, I might need to not be greedy. This is going to be what I think determines ultimately if we're going to be able to go or if this is going to get lost. Damn, why do I think this is going to SFP? Clip it. Or I guess like this. And then of course, and then JV, of course, Soul's going to do 172. God damn. Single print, all the single prints, all the single ladies, all the single prints, all the single prints, all the single prints. Just, something to, you know what though? I'm not saying it's going to go there, but we're not going to get got, boys. We're not going to get got. Just something to think about, you know? Cause would it be fair to say, I just wanna hear everybody's thoughts here for a second. Would it be fair to say that on Thursday everybody was bearish? I'm not talking about us, I'm not talking about you guys, I'm just talking about crypto in general, retail traders in general. Would it be fair to say that on Thursday hella people were bearish? And then on Friday / right now / Monday, everybody is bullish? Dude, go fuck yourself. Ah, I knew it. We're going to 0. Oh, god damn it, they got me again. Because some of these altcoins look really funky. Like, I'm looking at XRP thinking, dude, should I have shorted that bitch?
Going to 0. 0.
I'm even looking at Sui like. Am I really not gonna get this? Or are they just playing? Are they just playing? I don't know. I'm looking at some of these coins. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I was thinking that like I was gonna be able to maybe get into like a scalp long. I don't know, man. Well, if we don't get it, we don't get it. That's okay, I guess. I guess shorting altcoins would be kind of silly, but yeah, I mean, if it does have a big ass pullback, I'm ready. I'm ready on XRP. I'm ready on Sui. What was the other one? Tau, Sol, Fart. XRP, we have to get into a long before October 15th. Did you guys see that? Well, yeah, so I mean, there's like an interesting opportunity at this Katjoy Boo Boo. Yeah, how many of y'all, I marked that last night, but how many of y'all kind of were like, wait a minute. But, anyways, I guess if you're going to be watching the market for a little bit longer, you can either be watching here or here, I guess. This thing is slow. All right, I gotta wrap it up pretty soon. So what were we looking at? Oh yeah, Sui. So yeah, what the fuck? God damn. I mean, you know your boy would love. Ain't no way though, right? And I would try to get in like right there. I don't even need to get this one because once this bitch gets in here. Woo! Woo! And more. Well, it's Kachoy Boo Boo Ya, am I right? It's Kachoy Boo Boo Ya. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting. Okay. What was the other thing? Maybe we should set an alert for here too, just in case it's a clean. Yeah, that's interesting. What's going on, Biffum? You can just DM me in Discord. Thomas, Miro, Shawarma. All right. Bonk. Where's JV at? Well, do you remember where we left off? JV? With this? Take a look at this. Nope. This. There we go. Doink, 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 doink. Oh, it's actually not as strong. Oh, we don't have to worry about this actually. Biffum says, let's take a look at BTC dominance. We can do that as the last one. Okay, so on the daily. Ooh. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, okay, so let's say, for example, Biffum, that it pumps through the week and no, it can't pump through the week. Whatever it does, GDP and PCE is the opposite of the trend that starts on Monday. So regardless of if it pumps, it dumps on Thursday, Friday. If we dump Monday, we pump Thursday, Friday. And then if it does that, you have 1, 2, 3 weeks before FOMC. You have 3 weeks before FOMC and 64.95, 6,500. So if S&P SFPs 6,500, what is the next level? 6540 and then 6595 is one standard deviation. So let's just say 66 hundo. Where does that put us? Is that a Fibonacci extension? Okay, 6600 is 1.618. Okay. It's gonna fail auction probably. Okay. I think that's it. Let me take a look at order flow on Friday. It flattened out, so all I would say is if you have juicy ass longs, might want to shave some just in case. And if you don't want to TP at all, head short might be an option. I might be taking a XRP short on Monday. That sounds so stupid saying it out loud. Maybe the weekend is better, huh? It's kind of close. I mean, not really. Huh. JV says, can you take a look on Aave if bonk is garbage for now? It's not I mean, it's if you took the long, it would be okay. It would just already be stop loss and profit. It pixel fuck the golden pocket, JV. So if you feel like you want to chase it, it would be above the line again. Well, actually, I take that back. It theoretically would have been this guy now. So exactly like how we did all this shit here, it would have been like this. Yeah, so that's one way that you would have chased it. Stop loss would, be that wick low. This is kind of acceptable. Yeah, so like you had one. Well, actually, this is 8 hour. Let's go to 30-minute. So you had one, two, three. On this one. Alrighty, JV. So that's your setup on this if you believe you want to take it. But yeah, kind of difficult. And what was the other one you said? Ave? I guess I want it from... Does it change much? Doesn't. Well, this one you can rely on structure on the higher time frame. So you've got 4 anchor points for VWAP. Let's do all of them together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, can you kind of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to mark the first one there. Alrighty. So the only one that doesn't converge in that range is this one, right? The one from April 7th. Okay? That's that pivot point. Everything else, the higher high, right? The higher low. And this is kind of, you really need to see, is this a div? Is this a div? So that's how we start for now. So now let's turn all this off. Let's go to the 30-minute. And let's pivot off of volume. So let's actually go ahead and go off of this range. And so if you really want to scalp it, you're probably looking at here, actually all the way. You're probably looking at all the way, and your invalidation is here. And that's your weekend trade. And then basically the closer that you get to a Sunday ETH resumption, the less and less likely that you would want to take this. But clearly, like a higher high, higher low narrative has to continue. So, but once S&P data comes in, once CME has or doesn't have a gap, all bets are off. All right, JV. That's assuming if you want to chase this. Remember what we talked about with Bitcoin, okay? I think it starts with Bitcoin, and then when S&P comes back, S&P will lead Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will lead altcoins. So I think this kind of becomes really interesting now. Is it a Alrighty, we'll regroup tomorrow and see what the fuck it's doing, because this shit is incredibly slow. Again, how many of you guys were here for the TA last night live? So we were talking about sweep that, come back, try to bounce off of that, nuke it. Look at this. And then I'm sure that it's going to go foot, and then everybody's going to top long. It's like, fuck, dang. Fuck. But yeah, this shit is taking, I don't know if when I come back in 10 hours from now and check in with you guys, if it's doing this. I don't know if it's doing this. I don't know if it ended up doing this. So it's level to level, but yeah, that is going to be interesting, I think, and that is going to be interesting. And if we do end up getting a little bit of a pullback on like the medium time frame or whatever, you know, if we do all go all the way back down there, like we're not going to get got. And 2 weeks from now, 10 days from now, you know I'm going to be saying, guys, when the fuck did we put these alerts? Chat, when the fuck did we put these alerts, chat? Oh, 2 weeks ago. Gotta be prepared. Right, Thomas? Right, Curvies? Right, Saeed? Right, Shawarma? So we're putting in locking it in right now so that we can juice, you know, a week from now, 2 weeks from now. Because think about, we're just benefiting and juicing from the TA that we did, what, 14 hours ago? 16 hours ago? Slowly but surely, we're finally realizing, you know, some juicy juice on this thing. So we can regroup again tomorrow, and then we can see if any of those things change. But as you know, obviously I'm on the daily candle close, so easy juice. All right, Gustavo, I'll poke my head in a little bit later tonight. I gotta go do some IRL stuff and some NFT stuff. I gotta really lock in and finish this NFT shit for you guys. Any questions about the NFT? Remember, you guys, don't be speculative. Westard says, when release? Either Tuesday or Wednesday. Sourcey says, price, it should be 0.5 to 0.8. It's not really up to me that kind of sets the price, interestingly enough. We're keeping our fingers crossed that we're going to be featured on Magic Eden. And if that's the case, then it's kind of like the market average. So somewhere between 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 SOL. Yeah, it's always like based off of SOL. Yeah, but any questions about 604 says, damn, bro. Yeah, I don't. 604, first off, everything that I'm going to be doing for the next 30, 40, 50 days is to do everything that I can to help as many people juice as much as possible. 604, please tell me you are aware that I'm giving away $100 on each exchange to everybody. We haven't done a giveaway today. So maybe like on Monday, we'll do like a $20,000 giveaway. And you never know. I might do a Boogamma nerd out tomorrow evening and be like, by the way, we're also doing a $10,000 giveaway. But, yeah, the juice is the juice and the math is the math. Prism Meckham, do you have a list of alerts here? Screenshot it. But to be honest though, Prism Meckham, this could change. Do you understand, Prism Meckham? Trading isn't about trying to predict the future. What I would prefer is that you understand why I did what I did. Because if you can understand why I did what I did, you're not going to ask me something stupid like, is this still valid? The moment of. And remember, why did we do these things? So we're prepared and we don't get got. The objective isn't so much to try to take a long, but we're sure the hell not looking for a short. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, I've got a little plan, and I will always show you this shit, but don't be shy, brother. Like, you can always ask me to re-explain it or show the chart. All right? Because I much rather understand, I would much rather that you understand why I'm thinking these things, so you can make a decision and say, I agree with him, or nah, I don't agree with him. And you don't have to take a trade if you don't want. All right? But let's get ready. And the other cool thing too, I think, is that what I did for these things isn't necessarily isolated to just these coins, you know? I think you could take what I did on any of these things and apply it on whatever you like. So let's get it. Present Meckham Iggy Bish Dancing Kiwi says, yes sir, it's all about understanding. Zuluk says, why you told everybody will receive giveaway? Because everybody will. According to weekly stats, some people win twice per day, some nothing. Well, you're not going to win anything, Zuluk. I'm just going to tell you right now. So you're not going to win anything. Yeah. Sorry to say. Yeah, so I've said this multiple times every single day, but I'm not Oprah. I'm not here to give you a random person that I'll never meet in my life that I don't know. You could be an alt account for all I know. I'm not here to just randomly give away money. But if you're here watching, and if you've been part of the community for a couple of months, I want to thank you for being a part of the community. I want to thank you for providing value back to the community. So, like, how many YouTube highlights have you watched? I don't see any single YouTube replies or Twitter replies from you. Are you clicking like on the Twitter tweets? Are you replying? How many Discord posts do you have? So the algorithm takes into consideration how long you watch on average, how many highlights you watch. If you ask me things that I've already said 5, 6, 7, 8 times, how many posts you've made on Discord, how many YouTube replies or Twitter replies that you've left behind, how have you contributed to the community? Yes. So right now, even if I did the giveaway, you wouldn't win anything because there's people that deserve it more than you. Does that make sense? Do you realize that there's no other streamer that does what I do? Why is it that CryptoFace doesn't do a $50,000 giveaway? Why doesn't Sato do a $50,000 giveaway? Have you thought about that? Because I am literally sending BLOFIN, KCEX, or whoever it is, usually about 60% of what I'm giving away. So there's some exchanges where if I give them 50,000, they won't match me. But to be transparent, most exchanges will match me. So if I'm going to put in 30,000, they'll throw in 20,000, and that's how I do a $50,000 giveaway. But do you think that I'm not giving my own money to the exchange? You can ask every exchange. It's my money that I'm sending. So do you think that I'm going to try and figure out who's going to juice it up and who's going to lose it all? That's what the algo is about. So if you always ask questions that indicate that you don't watch the highlights versus somebody that always has amazing questions because based off of sentiment analysis, I can tell that they're watching. Who do you think I should give the $100 to? You know? And I feel like that's what you would want. Like if you're trying hard, if you're nerding out, if you're here all the time, you're watching the highlights, the questions that you ask, the type of questions that you ask, indicate that you're watching the highlights, you're going back and trying to look for it yourself. You know, I'm going to prioritize you. I'm going to make sure that you get everything. Yeah, but you got to show me. I'm a big data guy. So if the system shows that you haven't watched any highlights, you know, if you don't rewind when you show up late, right? Because I can see like when you start watching the stream. So I can get that data and then I can be like, does this guy actually, you know, rewatch, or is he the type to be like, oh, Kimba, I'm sorry. I know 800 people are watching and everybody's been here, but could you do a quick recap? I have to prioritize. I wish I had unlimited money and I could give it to everybody. But since I don't have unlimited money, since I don't have unlimited time, since I don't have unlimited attention, I have to figure out how to allocate it. Yes. So even if we did a giveaway right now, you wouldn't win as of right now. But, you know, if you spend a little bit of time and basically, I just want to make sure that the people that truly deserve it get it. Yup. So you can still win, but like I don't know about like a 4 to 6 week. Look, like one of the things that I truly believe is there's a lot of randomness in this world, and there's a lot of unfairness in this world, and just like a lot of unluckiness in this world, you know? And there's people that should have juiced in life, but because of unluckiness or unfairness or whatever, they didn't get to. And it's my responsibility. God has blessed me with fortune and the ability to make fortune so that I can imbalance that unfairness or unluckiness. So I will try my best to juice you the fuck up, but I can only juice people that deserve it. I feel like that's the rule that the universe has bestowed upon me. Like I'm supposed to bless people, and bless people as much as I can, but only the people that deserve to be blessed. And that's not me. That's the universe that has bestowed me those rules. So my job is to figure out who deserves to be blessed. And then my job is to bless them unlimited. But the universe has told me I am not supposed to bless people that don't deserve it. Otherwise, my ability to bless people gets taken away. Does that make sense? I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, and to be honest, I feel like if you've got money, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to imbalance the unluckiness, the unfairness that exists in this world. So that's what the giveaway is about, my boy. Yep. But Zuluk, that being said, in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, somehow, some way through data, you show that you do deserve it, my boy, I will not stop until you're juicing. You know, but I don't have unlimited time. I don't have unlimited money. I don't have unlimited attention. I wish I could sit here and answer every single question. Did you know that I don't even see the organic Twitch chat? It's already filtered. You know, it tries to like not bother me or show me questions that the system feels like I already covered. So I can maximize my time and try to help as many people as possible. Imagine if I saw every single Twitch chat. I would be answering the most stupidest things over and over and over, and the people that really do deserve it, they would be suffering. It would take away from them. Yeah. So I'm trying my best. I'm really am. I feel like I'm supposed to help as many people as I'm supposed to. How do I figure out the best way to do that? How do I maximize efficiency? You know, because imagine if you're here watching the stream every day, genuinely trying your hardest, right? And then some dickhead that never is here keeps winning. You know, or you've been here for 6 months and somebody that just got here, 3 weeks, is winning. You would feel some type of way, right? And I don't know if I'm maximizing efficiency. I don't know if I'm doing my job right. So I try to, I don't play favorites. I'll tell you that. I've had plenty of people that like got banned or didn't really, wasn't feeling me, or they openly stated their hatred for me, but I still juiced them up. I never play favorites. If you deserve it, you deserve it. If you're trying hard, you're trying hard, you deserve it. I don't care if you like me or not. You know how many people I've sent giveaways? They won't say anything here, but they'll go to another crypto stream and then talk shit, and they'll be like, ha 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 ha, I just got a giveaway from Kimba. Bro. And I still keep blessing them. But I don't play favorites. I don't care if you like me or not. If you deserve it, you deserve it. All I ask is that you show me that you're trying. That's it. All right? It's all love, big dog. As of right now, you wouldn't win. I think you're too young. But as soon as you cross that threshold, not only will I be willing to answer questions in the Discord, I will send you $100 on every single exchange. I'll hook you up with like free kingfishers and high blocks, and you'll see. You'll see. But I have to prioritize. I don't have unlimited. So that's all it is. But you can be rest assured, brother, I don't play favorites. It's not about if I like you or not. So, all right, big dog. Crypto Newman says, what's the plan for Sui? We put some alerts, so if you want to rewind and get caught up, it's all right there. I'm going to dip out right now. I got a couple things I got to do. So, I'll be back. Thea says, I don't know how to connect the YouTube. Connect the Google first. Connect the Google first. And then you just copy and paste their YouTube channel URL. All right? Okay, well, I'll be back in a couple of hours, but I got to really focus on the NFT stuff. We're going to get it launched on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'll be back. We can look at a couple more altcoins if you guys are here, but it's the weekend. Go out and enjoy your life. It's the weekend because I need everybody's best Monday through Friday. So you should be sleeping, getting rest, paying attention to your significant others because Monday through Friday, I need everybody's best. All right, chicken milkshake, no diabito, Andre, Crispy X, Miro, players. I'll be back in a couple of hours, but you're not going to miss too much and you can always rewind. All right, I'm going to end the YouTube simulcast right now and I will leave it on Coinbase 30-minute. And I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Sounds good. Sounds good, Lions. Okay. I love you guys. Have a great night. I'll be back. Like this. Okay, I'm ending the YouTube. I'll check in with you guys a little bit. Peace, everybody. Can I get a kachaya?